Hey my babies, and how you all doing? Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you're all doing great. Hope everywhere marama, hope everywhere still are. Welcome back babies. Guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure your notification bell is steadily on while at it. So yesterday we get to have our final five, like our top five, our very extinguished top five housemates, Sweet Guluva, Uyanda, Nate, Nsuku, and Jojo give us the final presentation. And yes, what really made this presentation a very special one, an interesting one, is not just because of, oh, it's the final presentation, but it is because they had to mimic and take us down memory lane on how the past 10 weeks has been for them in Big Brother Zanzi house, the Umulilo house, I mean to say. So in their numbers, the way the housemate did this one, okay, the way they did the arrangement and everything, in their numbers, they came out, first off, it was Jojo and Nate who was the host, and they took us back from week 1 to the 10th week and the HOH of each week. Right? Then afterwards, the housemates had to come out in their numbers individually to narrate how their stay in the Big Brother Umililo house was for them. So the how will I put it? The kind of conversation they had, the interactions, people who made their stay interesting and emotional at the same time. In fact, they just narrated their highs and lows in the Big Brother's house, because we all watched these people, watched how they went through it in the house. It was not all easy. There were times they were happy, times they shed tears and whatnot. So it was Nsuku who went first, narrated how she got into the house, to everything she encountered in the house. And then what was the called? Nate also did the same. Okay, when Nate was narrating hers, like it was all about her, the misconception about her, what people think about her that is not her real self, how people have another notion about her person. In all of the message she is trying to send, she's just trying to let the world know that what they think about her is not the real her. And she also, revealed the scenario of herself with Bonnie B. Honestly speaking, Jojo was the one who actually acted like Bonnie B. She did act that one so well. And then Uyanda acted like his friend Abobo. You guys know Abobo was one person Nate was not close to in the house. Yes. And the highlight of that of this particular wager tax was when Nate revealed that she was the one who wrote the letter. Jojo was assuming it was Sweet Guluva. She needed to see how she actually opened her mouth in surprise. Like, what? That feeling. And people on the social space has really been saying a lot about that, so that was how she shared all of it. After she finished presenting, she now went to meet Jojo and said, I was the one who wrote it. Jojo was all smiles. And then after Nate was Abobo. Abobo narrated his story on how he told his grandma. Honestly speaking, Abobo really, really do like his grandma. Like, everything he imputes his grandma in it. So revealed to his grandma he was going to work. So truly, Abobo never told his grandma that he was going to Biggie's house. Revealed to the grandma he was going to work, and that was how he left for Biggie's house. And then he narrated all of his story, like everything that transpired in the house with him, the highs and the lows. I think the lows was one of the moments where he displayed whatever he displayed them with Jojo. And then the highs was when, like, the highest, because he has many high. The highest was when he was the first to get to the finale. The game they played, and he was the first to get to the finale. And that was how it was for Abobo in a nutshell. And then Jojo's own, oh my word. Do you know Jojo? Her own was one narration, then a song that suits it. That actually would drive the narrative about what she's saying. When she just say one thing, she would sing a song. I don't know. I also find her own so emotional. That of Jojo, I found it so emotional. I don't know if I was the only one, So she narrated her thingy, and it got to Sweet Guluva own. Whilst all of the housemates were going in their number, so many persons were waiting for Guluva's own. I could be hearing people on the live saying, "Oh, we're waiting for Guluva. Let's see what he had to say." I know why most of them were waiting for that of Guluva was because they are waiting to see him talk about Ashley and everything. But what Sweet Guluva did on his own was not speaking, but just narrating. Jojo came up holding a paper written emotions, and that emotions, Sweet Glover started displaying various emotions he went through in the house. And you guys know the emotions started when Ashley left the house. But I noticed that so many people did not pick the story. So many people also were making jest of his story, saying it doesn't make sense. That how come nobody was narrating his story behind? You understand? Just like some other person's own. Like Uyanda, Nsuku was reading Uyanda's own, why he was actually acting it up. So, but after everything, he displayed how he later picked up himself and, tried to hold it up and the tax he won. And that was how he finished it up. So that was how the top five displayed their thinking. And then the hosts, which is Jojo and Nate, came up, to speak about how they did well in whatever they have done there. And afterwards, it was Biggie's turn to ask the housemates in their number how they feel about the wager tax, if they delivered well. And then from Jojo to all of the housemates, Biggie asked them one after the other to, spill their 2 cents, which they did. Afterwards is to crown the king and queen of Umililo. As they finished, voting, it happened that there is a tie between Jojo and Nsuku. And knowing that Jojo is the head of house, Biggie asked the head of house to break tie. This is not the first time Biggie is doing this. When there is a tie, the head of house will be the one to break the tie. It happened between, I think it's Mshini's reign, and Mshini gave Pilile the queen that period, yes. So that was what happened this time around too. And then what happened was Jojo was so selfless, and then she gave the queen to Nsuku for her to take. She rather did not choose herself. Some people said if it was Nsuku, Nsuku would have chosen herself. They were even coming for Nsuku because of that. That Nsuku wouldn't have actually chosen Jojo. They were just coming for her because of that, because they've seen her as a person that is vile. But you never can tell if she might do the same for Jojo. You never can tell. So afterwards, they won their wager, and that was it. So Guluva and Nsuku were the last king and queen of Umililo of the season. And yes, they did win their wager. And after the wager, they got back to the house. Getting back to the house, you know what it's all about. The picture of the evicted housemate, recently evicted housemate, to say, all eyes on the wall where they have the picture wall of fame, So, and then up there, you see Mshini, Abobo, and Sipresitle. Of course, they were the three who left the house, recently, and they were just viewing them, everyone chanting their fave's name, the person they were close to in the house name, and all of that. And there's something Nsuku said. He said, Abobo with his fake smile. That was what Nsuku said. Abobo with his fake smile was saying it to Uyanda's face, and then Uyanda was just not listening because Uyanda was focused on Abobo and how much he missed his friend, and then people said the way Uyanda liked Abobo, that Abobo do not like him that way. Even while Uyanda was displaying how he missed his friend, people started complaining, oh, Uyanda, I can't wait for you to come out to see that Abobo is not a good friend. But to me, do you think, I want to ask you guys from your heart of hearts, do you think Abobo is not a good friend? Like, do you think Abobo is not a good friend? Any which ways, Uyanda was busy staring at Abobo picture, and then that of Siper Sitle. He had one or two to say about Siper Sitle, saying that, Siper Sitle was a good person. She motivated him and all of that. And they said, Mshini, she's a hard nut to crack. I mean, this was a conversation between Sweet Guluva and Uyanda. So that was how they actually, finished with that. And it was time for their last Thursday pool party. So while I was expecting a lot, and the thing is, with this your top five, they're actually, going in their unique form, like they are cooperating. I was expecting a very different kind of a pool party, but it wasn't, to me. I don't know about you guys, it wasn't giving finalist pool party. It wasn't giving pool party for the finale, like, pool party for finalists. I was expecting various edibles, people coming from the outside to roast maybe something for them and all of that. But that didn't happen. I don't know why, but they did have fun. I mean, the top five, they did have fun. They enjoyed themselves. Meanwhile, guys, before I would even start going to the social space about what people have to say about your top five, ranging from their wager tax and the pool party and whatsoever, and the pictures on the wall, I want to know, who was your best? Do you think Sweet Guluva deserved the King of Umililo yesterday? Or do you also think Usuku deserved the Queen of Umililo yesterday? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comment section, because some persons feel like Rianda is deserving of the king, not Sweet Guluva. So let me know your 2 cents in the comment section. I'll get it from Lesa. She found she is having an outer body experience. Heartbreak is part of life, JJ. So you guys, I told you how people were reacting about Jojo getting to know that it was Nate who wrote that later. Nate purposely breaks her heart here on purpose so she can find out, and they say she keeps getting heartbroken. So right here, people are also talking about the friendship between Sweet Guluva and Nate. Someone says the friendship Guluva and Nate have, the way Nate is so protective over Ash and Sweet Guluva relationship. Talking about that, various videos have been flying how these two have been playing in the house. I mean, Nate and Sweet Guluva, and they are the two that would play peacefully without their fans even reading deep meaning to it. And talking about how protective Nate has been about the Sweet Ash sheep. So they are sharing this particular video when they were practicing about their wager tags before they would go for the men wager tags. And then Jojo was like, let me go and be Ash. It was Nate who stopped her to go. So people feel like Nate is really protecting the sheep. Lisa says how we all felt and went through the heartbreak with him. Oh, how he isn't afraid to wear his heart on his sleeve and love loudly. A proud mama's baby. Put God first in everything. This performance brought back emotions I long thought to be forgotten. So the fans of Sweet Guluva, the lovers of Ashley, they said this display from Sweet Guluva really took them back to what happened to Ashley. Some people started sharing the lyrics of the song Sweet Guluva used for his performance, and the lyrics was actually, it's hurting. The meaning is really hurting because I played it and I was listening because I do not know the meaning of the song until I saw the lyrics. Okay. Operate says Uyanda reaction to seeing his sister Sitle picture was truly touching. He couldn't stop saying Sitle is a great person. See fires, you support the queen and we love her too. And then Audrey says, oh, my sweet Coco, never beating the allegations of being the most beautiful girl to have entered the house this year. So this is an Mshini stan. I when the show was going on, so people, in fact, it was during the pool party, a music was played. Some people be like, oh, this is Mshini music. And then the question started ringing, why did they not leave this housemates at top 6? Why did they really allow them to be top 5? Vicky, would top 6 remove anything from you? That is a big question we need to know. All right, this person says Guluva is goated acts. His first weeks had him in emotions after losing Ash felt alone. The second act is him trying to fit in, hence the dirty jeans. Time checking is him counting down the days he couldn't wait any longer for the last week, and 5k winnings. So this person tends to explain in details, in a nutshell, about Sweet Guluva's participation, because so many people said they were confused, they do not understand what he was doing because there was no narrator on his own, right? Shell says Guluva went through the most torture on this show. Imagine finding love, enjoying it, and then it was snatched away from you within 4 weeks. Biggie did them dirty. So they were saying a lot about his performance, and then people are also making jest of his performance too. So I want to hear your 2 cents about all the shenanigans that happened with our top 5 on Friday. Let me know what you think in the comment section, as I'll be dropping my voice right here and now to see you guys later. Thank you so much for always selling with me, and please do not forget to like and share this video. Bye for now, babies.